A very good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook. It's Fabio, and in today's market outlook, we're going to be diving in towards EURUSD, gold, and all the other major dollar pairs and identifying some potential trades. So, starting off here with EURUSD, guys, what are we seeing? So, EURUSD, first of all, yesterday, what happened? Well, we saw a bullish candle close. However, why is the market now dumping in towards the downside? Well, first of all, what we can identify is that we had an area of demand over here, right? So, we had a sell before a buy. Therefore, I identified it as an area of demand. So as you can see yesterday, we saw that initial bullish reaction. However, what has happened is that we failed to close above yesterday's daily candle open and also above yesterday's daily candle high. And as you can see, today's candle has already been breaking below all of the lows. So we're seeing a lot of bearish momentum in towards the downside. I was looking for an initial bullish reaction, but as you can see, this inside bar, as we like to call it, a candle which just stays in between the wicks of the previous day, just indicates a little bit of range, and now straight away momentum in towards the downside. So it pretty much seems like we're creating some supply over here. Obviously, this is going to depend on how the day closes today, but if we see a bearish candle close, I definitely see a chance for further bearish momentum. But that's dependent on many other things. So with that said, let's just quickly zoom out a little bit, because do not forget we are inside daily supply over here. We took out this daily buy side liquidity, or just daily liquidity over here. So it's not strange for the market to see a deeper pullback in towards the downside, especially if we zoom out a little bit. You can see that EURUSD has been ranging all year round. If we just take, very simply said, the range high and the range low, and then we change it into the range trading tool, what you'll very clearly see is that the 75% mark was an area of resistance, and we're now clearly above that, and the 25% mark has been acting as support. So we're now in a premium, and it is always good to look for sells in a premium, especially in a ranging market. As we're moving towards the elections, there is great uncertainty within the market where the dollar is going to be heading next, to a certain extent, of course. But especially after seeing such a massive rally in towards the highs, it wouldn't be strange for EURUSD to pull back, right? So we can see higher highs, higher lows. And now we've had a massive sweep in towards the highs, coming in towards a higher time from area of supply, sweeping liquidity. We're now trying to identify, okay, is the market potentially ready to pull back? So if we want to understand if the market is ready to pull back, we go in towards the 4-hour time frame. And on the 4-hour time frame, what we can identify is that the market is in an uptrend as well. And we still need to break structure if we want to see a deeper push in towards the downside. Because at the moment, we're approaching this area of demand, and as you guys know, demand zones often result in a potential long. However, this demand zone is not, let's put it this way, very strong. And how do we classify a demand zone that is strong or not? So it has two reasons why I'm classifying this as a weak area of demand. First of all, the clean impulse in towards the upside. When you're seeing clean impulses like this and there's no liquidity forming in the actual move up, often this demand zone will get liquidated itself, or what you'll see is a double reaction with an initial liquidation inside the zone. So that's one. And then second of all, if we look at the demand zone itself over here, what you can also see is that the actual liquidity low is situated over here. So demand zones are often far stronger if they are formed through a sweep, through liquidation, let's put it that way, because then you get this false breakout in towards the downside, and then this is, let's say, the strong area of demand. If a demand zone or a supply zone, and I'll just leave the drawing on for you guys, if a demand zone is created like this, where you get this in towards the upside and you see this as your demand zone, as we have over here, then what happens is that the actual liquidity low and where liquidity lies is over here, and therefore it's more likely to get swept. So just keep that in mind when looking at this demand zone for any potential longs. Keep that in mind. For the rest, when we were looking for longs yesterday, because obviously, again, kind of like the entire demand range was from that high to this low, and also on the daily we had demand. I was actually looking to see if we could get a double break, but as you can see, there was no real momentum to keep on breaking this high. I did take a trade on NZDUSD, which I'll break down later. But yeah, now just waiting for the market to hit this demand zone, and then we'll see what happens. For the rest, what I'll be waiting for is to see if the supply zone over here gets validated. Let's see how this 4-hour candle closes. Maybe let's say initial push in towards here, then a pullback, and then we can look for shorts on a low break over there to see if we can be early into a potential pullback here on EURUSD downwards. So that's EURUSD on the 4-hour. Just quickly going in towards the 15-minute last of all, what you can then see as well is that we're in a downtrend as of now. So push down, pullback, grab liquidity over here, and then we continue down lower. Looking for a potential pullback, of course, after a break of structure here on the 15 and coming in towards 4-hour demand. So yeah, waiting for that 4-hour demand zone to get hit before looking for a potential pullback in towards the highs. So that is currently on the board for EURUSD. Now moving on in towards the dollar index. The dollar index dumped down lower yesterday from its area of supply. However, we're seeing very interesting developments as of now. So this supply zone held, as we can remember from yesterday's video, we saw a push down. Now we just grabbed and swept liquidity underneath here, and we're now pushing back in towards the highs. So either this is just going to turn out to be a range and we're just going to continue chopping down lower, and we just chop around, or this could actually be a break of the current fractal high, guys. So the current fractal high is over here. So let me just point it out to you. It's this high over here. Sorry about that. So it's this high over here. So we've currently broken the fractal high, indicating that there is actual bullish momentum. Now what I want to see is a candle close, guys, above this fractal high, indicating to me that the dollar index is actually bullish. That would be higher probability to then see further upside continuation in towards that supply zone, which could indicate further downside for EURUSD. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, dollar index is looking better and better for a potential pullback up higher. Again, if we just zoom out, we can all understand that we are inside an area of demand here. And we, of course, swept the lows, massive overextended move in towards the downside. So it, again, wouldn't be strange for the dollar index to start pulling back. Quickly zoom out, and then you'll see a very strong support level for the dollar. As well. So that's dollar index. Now moving into Aussie dollar. So what is happening over there? So Aussie dollar actually itself, and I still have the drawings on from yesterday on this chart, but what we can see is that we swiped that daily buy side liquidity exactly as I actually wanted last night. So that's great, because remember, guys, in yesterday's video I told you this bullish candle over here did not yet sweep the high, indicating that there's still liquidity above the high. So now what we're looking for is a potential short on Aussie dollar. Also the fact that we have some supply over here to our left. So let's see if we can get a downward push here on this pair. For now, it seems that Aussie dollar is ranging. Remember what I mentioned in yesterday's video. So overall, if we just remove the lines and make it a little bit cleaner, you can see, okay, this was your sell for the buy. Then again, we move in and then we move back out again. So this was your fractal high break, indicating that this is your sell for the buy. So that showcases that this is your demand zone. So let's say your demand chain has now kind of like moved in towards this over here. So this is now your demand range. And if we can break that, then I'll only be looking for sells. Until then, no sells for me personally. So I want to see this logo. Then I'll be looking for a sell on Aussie dollar. Otherwise, just stay out of it. That is my 10 cents on Aussie dollar, because for now, still the market structure here is still bullish. So we need to wait for a confirmed bearish break, guys. Only then can we really look for those high probability shorts, in my opinion. So that's Aussie dollar. Going in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar actually saw a rally again yesterday. So at the moment, let's just quickly go into the daily, zoom out. Remember, daily has been extremely bullish. So the daily at this point in time has moved back down in towards where? In towards that sell for the buy candle. So this is currently your demand zone. Very simply said, this is just following the overall order flow. This is your fractal high. Fractal high gets broken by this area of demand, this sell candle before the buy. Now this is your fractal low. If that fractal low goes, then obviously we can look for shorts. Until then, this is your support zone, okay? Go in towards the 4-hour time frame, then you'll just very clearly see as well. This is your low, this is the break of structure high. Very simple market structure. Now, the good thing here for GBPUSD, because I know a lot of you are looking for shorts, we break this fractal high, that means that this is the fractal low. If that fractal low goes, there is a very high probability that we're going to see a further push downwards on GBPUSD, in my opinion, but it needs to be a strong close below this bullish candle's low, okay? So let's see if we can get a candle close here, which is bearish, and then I'll be happy to look for a potential sell. Only then. But just keep in mind that daily still has some demand over here. I'm not really going into the 15 just because the higher time frame is really much more important on all these pairs, just because of the bullish nature. As you can see, GBPUSD still has kind of like this liquidity swing high over here. And it would be a higher probability to look for short if we take that out, because there's no fresh supply here for the rest. Pretty much just that there on GBPUSD. Currently inside daily demand still. So yeah, we don't want to be trading against daily demand. Just keep that in mind. But of course, we could be potentially early to the party if we can break this 4-hour fractal low and see a strong candle close underneath it. To me, that would indicate a lot of bearish momentum. Now NZDUSD, I took a long, little long yesterday on this pair real quick. Go into the daily. What you can see again is that, very simply said, this over here is your fractal high. So this now means that the low of this bullish candle is your fractal low. If that low goes, then obviously we can start looking for shorts. But look, all these dollar pairs follow EURUSD. Just keep that in mind. So if EURUSD is moving extremely bearish, and EURUSD looks more bearish, let me put it that way, than these pairs, then these pairs are most likely going to follow. So it's always important to trade in line with EURUSD. But look, at the moment, this is just your sell before the buy. So as long as this low holds, and this is just daily order flow, we should continue up higher. So yeah, keep that in mind. Obviously, however, we are inside daily supply, right? So we entered a fresh area of daily supply. So we could start pushing down lower. If we break that daily fractal low, okay, happy to look for some more shorts. If not, and we just follow the daily order flow, we could just move up to this liquidity high over here. And then from there, we'll look for high probability sells again. But again, I'm just following the overall order flow. We do not want to trade against order flow. That is very important. And then again, look here on the 4-hour time frame. What you can see is that this is just the overall sell before the buy, and now we're just tapping back into that, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, just sticking with that for now, sticking to the 4-hour and the daily order flow. If you're really confused, just stick to the daily, and then you'll see, okay, we have demand here. So it's still a little bit strange to look for those shorts, a little bit too early. Now, looking at gold overall, I broke down a gold trade actually yesterday. That's why my chart is so messy actually. But if we look at the 4-hour, and guys, I broke it down in a live stream inside the Discord. So make sure to join, link in the description down below or in the comment section. So yesterday I mentioned that there was a potential short over here on this area of supply. So as we can see, the market actually did in fact push down lower after tapping in towards this imbalance candle. Now gold has just been ranging. It is still bearish, let me put it that way. The thing, however, is that it's now getting a little bit choppy. So what I would be waiting for at this point in time, because what's important to understand is that we have a fractal low over here. This fractal low has now been broken. So now what I would be looking for is for another break in towards the downside if you want to see any potential shorts. So another break of this current fractal low. Of course, it depends on how this 4-hour candle closes. If it just closes bearish again and we don't see a pullback, then this is not a fractal low. But we need to see if we're going to see any potential more downside. Just keep that in mind. But for the rest, looking here at the daily, daily is still bearish. Fractal wise, we have already tapped in towards the daily demand zone though. Go back in towards the 4-hour real quick, and I'm just analyzing this live, guys. That's why I'm not fully certain yet what I want to see. Personally, I don't really see any gold trade as of now, just because we also broke this fractal low. If we wouldn't have broken that, and we, for example, would have reacted to, let's say, this 4-hour area of demand over here, then I would have said, okay, we can look for a potential long again on gold. But for now, we just broke this fractal low, so I'm just waiting. A little bit too indecisive for myself. I'll be waiting for a double break in towards downside, or I'm just going to be waiting until we see some let's say 1-hour bullish momentum. But then again, yeah, this is just all bearish. So for me, I'm just sitting this one out on gold. I'll be waiting until we kind of get out of this range. That is my game plan for now. I'm focusing more on those dollar pairs, such as, for example, EURUSD. So thanks for joining, guys. Have a great day, and we'll speak soon. Thanks.